not be able to see it at first glance here, but if you look closely, if you squint your eyes, you might be able to see that there's actually a motorcycle. You might have confused it for a bush. You might have... Yeah, it's not a good day to ride. It's sliding all over the road. Yeah, I was actually gonna make like this little intro part of my video of like me pointing at like some dark, scary clouds where it looks like it's gonna snow, and then, you know, talk about how it's my luck if I ride a motorcycle somewhere. Chances are, if I come back out of wherever I'm going, there's gonna be snow or rain. It's gonna be terrible, and that's my luck, and it has to stay under wraps. But I went to go film, and it started like dumping buckets of hail, and that definitely wasn't on the weather today. I had a couple questions of like, yo, Josh, you can ride? You're interested in like motorcycles and stuff? And yes, I had a motorcycle when I was a kid. I officially got my license to do it here in Utah about a few months ago in the summertime, kind of as like a birthday gift to myself. But I had a feeling this YouTube thing might pan out, so I didn't buy a motorcycle. Number one, because they're really expensive in the summertime, because that's when everyone wants to ride one. And number two, I figured it'd be better to save the money in case something happens and I need it if I try to start this business. But here I am now. Part one is done. I got a motorcycle. Part two is where I ride the motorcycle to go paraglide and document me becoming a pilot, since that's something I've always wanted to do. That's actually why I have a tattoo of a feather. Anyways, I've been saving a lot. I'm kind of a frugal person, and I've noticed something. I've been reading books, and they're just kind of like, you know, you can become so obsessed with this grind to the top and getting to the top, and once you get to the top, like, you forgot to enjoy the ride. And you know, I see all these things, like people are like, it's much more fun, it's much more exciting getting to the top than being at the top. You can think about like almost any accomplishment. When you get the trophy, when you get the goal, it's nice for a little while, then you're like on to the next thing, because the journey is where it's at. So I got a motorcycle. Part one keeps me busy. I like riding, and that's a little Q&A for me. So just trying not to forget to enjoy the ride to the top, whatever that means. I would suggest the same for you guys. I mean, you guys can like be obsessed and with success and like the hustle and all that stuff. Just don't forget to enjoy the ride. Like, don't wake up one day and be like, yeah, I have everything, but I sacrificed like 35 years of my life, and now I can have everything. Like, don't forget to enjoy the ride. You don't get these years back. You don't get this time back. Okay, that's enough, Tony Robbins. So what you saw there was a little bit of the creative process. If you don't know, I'm actually working on some courses for my other site called grindreel.academy. So I have my main site, grindreel.com, where I have my shop and some resumes and some products like that. But grindreel.academy will be like my own little Udemy, where I put everything I know in like a video course, step-by-step PDFs and everything that you need. And so I'm actually working on some courses right now. I have one up and two coming. You can go check those out if you want. They're coming soon. There will be some that will be free and some that will be paid. And basically, I'll put today's video on there in a more organized form. But today's video is building a portfolio for 2019. And what I've seen happening a lot in live streams is people keep asking me, hey, what do I need in my portfolio? How do I build my portfolio? How many projects is enough for my portfolio? But they never actually build their portfolio. They just keep learning the code. And at some point, you have to stop learning and you have to start building. You have to learn by doing. Like, watching a video gives you an idea of what to do. Reading a book, taking notes gives you an idea of what to do. But until you sit down and know the struggle, like, that is where the learning happens. So you got to take the training wheels off at some point and just build from the ground up. And this kind of extends to everything in life, really. I've been especially seeing a lot of this lately, right? I quit my job to learn code. 2019 goals, I'm gonna be a web developer. I'm gonna be a front-end developer. And it's like, that is not a goal. That is an aimless statement. A goal is, I'm going to spend 4 weeks on the fundamentals of JavaScript after I create my portfolio tonight with material design, and then I'm going to apply to 4 local jobs every week and 1 remote job every weekend until I get a job. Like, that is a goal. Like, a goal without a system to reach it is just a dream, and dreams have a tendency to stay just dreams. Anyways, I hope you guys are killing it today and you're getting what you need to done. Less talk, more work. Side note, this video is kind of like semi-sponsored. I'm not getting paid for this video really, but if you sign up with the link that we're gonna use, then it helps support the channel. We're gonna use HPanel to host our portfolio on, which is kind of like a cPanel with an overhauled UI and some more functionality. So you can put this on your resume. cPanel is actually what a lot of companies use that are just smaller, and they kind of FTP their files and drag and drop type deal. And so this is what you can do a lot if you're a freelancer with static websites, which is the kind of portfolio we're gonna make today. It's just gonna be a static portfolio. We're gonna grab some boilerplate because there's really no point in building it from scratch. I've done a video kind of like this before, but I'm gonna walk you through like where I put the projects, how I put the projects, and let's go ahead and jump onto this desktop real quick so we can get started. All right, so I'm here at Hostinger. So I have the premium hosting, premium shared hosting, and I actually got a domain called developerportfolio.info. I'm gonna go ahead and set that up here. So while we're waiting for the domain to register, I'll come in here to cPanel, and domain activation is in progress, so we're still waiting on that. So right here, there's a generate temporary link, so I'll put this if my domain doesn't get activated. Before then, I'll put this so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me walk you through a cPanel. You put this on your resume. Like, this is important stuff. Again, it's for smaller companies. A lot of other companies are using deployment processes, and this is better for kind of like static websites or WordPress, stuff like that. So I'll walk you through a couple important things. Email accounts, so you can create email accounts for your website at your domain. So I could be josh@developerportfolio.com, and I could send emails from that and look professional. And you can set up autoresponders. So if someone sends you an email at the email you specify, this will automatically send them something like, "I'm currently away," or "Thanks for emailing us. We'll get back to you in 48 hours, whatever. Email forwarders. So if someone emails you, it will email to your personal email or whatever you choose. You got domains, subdomains. So subdomains would be like howto.developerportfolio.com, something.domain.com. Website builder, auto installer, import website, error pages, and then the file manager. So this is what we'll use to upload our files to be able to see the website that we're going to make. You can set up an FTP account. So file transfer protocol, that's where you would need an FTP client, and then you get the password, and then basically you connect to this server and you upload your files directly. And I think if we're just logged in, we can just use File Manager. That'll be fine. We come down here at databases. You can actually make databases. It comes with PHPMyAdmin, or you could do it this way. Advanced, we have cron jobs, so you can set up things to run like emails every 24 hours or something. You know how when you get an email that says you should receive an email within the next 15 minutes, there's probably a cron job running behind the scenes that's activating like every 15 minutes. That's when they run. One company I worked at, they had cron jobs that ran at midnight every night. So if people signed up for something, they would wait for their confirmation email at midnight. That's when those jobs would run, and then they'd send out. So that's what cron jobs are. SSH access, so you can SSH in from your terminal and connect and manage everything through like a Linux interface. And then we have SSL. So if you're going to host a shop, you're going to need SSL for security. If you don't have an SSL certificate, then Google is going to pop you for that. It's going to say this site is not secure. You can't see it. Let me move my right up here. It's going to say this site is not secure. You can see this has a lock here. It means it's secure. It's SSL. You need HTTPS, and to get that, you need an SSL certificate. So essentially what this is a cPanel, but because we're on Hostinger, they call it hPanel. Let's go ahead and look for a template so where we can set up our portfolio. To do that, we're going to go to templated.com. And so Templated is this place where you can get a bunch of free boilerplates that are responsive, and you can demo them, you can download them. So we'll find one that looks good for a portfolio. We don't need anything, super fancy. Full motion looks good, so those little boxes there look like they could be pretty good for hosting projects. Now, you can make your portfolio in React, you can make your portfolio in MVC, you can make your portfolio with whatever you want. I typically choose to not go that route, and I just want to get it up and running as fast as possible. And then the apps you put on your portfolio are what you want to spend time on. Portfolio doesn't matter. Domain name doesn't matter. Just make sure it's not something offensive. None of that matters. You just need a nice, smooth-looking site to link to all your other stuff, like a little container. Let's check out Full Motion here. So they have a video background. That can be kind of hit or miss. So if you're applying to a company that's really based on like optimization, video backgrounds, they take time to load. So usually it's not great for mobile. We could take a look at what this looks like on mobile if we inspect the page, and we'll come up here, we'll click this little mobile symbol. It looks like the video doesn't play, and they just have an alt image when it's mobile, and we can change it. So this is at Pixel 2 XL. Come down here to iPad. Yeah, so mobile doesn't play the video. It seems to be only when you're on the desktop. 6 different little slots here. Get in contact with me, untitled design, and blah, blah, blah. Super short, super simple. You can put your name here, what you're about, and then down here you could put, all this stuff. So this is what we'll use for our portfolio. Click download. Okay, so I made a folder on my desktop. I pulled everything from that zip file down here into this. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to open with code using Visual Studio Code here. I have this extension called Live, Go Live. It updates your HTML and CSS. As soon as you click save, it updates the page in real time, so like hot reloading. If you come over here to this little box, a little search bar will pop up here, and if you type in live, you'll get live server, and you'll click install, and it will change to reload. And click reload. Down here in the bottom right, there's this go live. We're going to click go live. It's going to open up a tab in your browser. So it looks like the MP4 is not actually included in these images for whatever reason. It's not a big deal because it's better for mobile that way anyways. So all right, so it's going to be kind of in a tablet view that we're editing, but that's fine. So we want to change full motion to be our name. Full motion, which will be right here. And then a responsive video gallery templated, designed by templated. Okay, so that's kind of long, so I'm going to click Control S. Should update in real time. Yep, what does this actually do? So they must be using some sort of smooth scrolling here. Looks like they do. They have smooth scroll included. We'll change all these watches to be demo, and so we'll use these boxes to demo your different projects. So I'm just going to go ahead and change watch to demo. So here's a pro tip that you can do in Visual Studio. If you hold Alt, you can click multiple cursors here, and then if we hold Shift, Control Shift right, highlight it, delete it, and we'll all type it back and we'll put demo. Click save. They're all updated to demo app. Right now they all go to these YouTube videos. I don't actually know where it goes, but it pops up a modal. So that's kind of neat. It's your choice if you'd like to pop up the modal or not. You could just have it linked somewhere. I'm gonna guess it's this data prop truck. So that's gonna open a modal, and we'll come down here and we'll still comment this out. All right, so we figured that out. Everything is matched up here in terms of demos. Now you can change these pictures to be something that reflects your app, maybe a screenshot of the app, however you want to do that, and then you can put the name of the app here. And what I think we should do, matter of fact, is include a second button, just so we'll have one for demo and one for GitHub. I'll show you how easy that one is to do. And we'll just take this anchor tag and we'll copy paste it. Should create one. So this is actually the static file. We don't want the static file. I'm going to close it. I'm going to open it back up. Okay, so now we have our local host running again, and we have two buttons as before, and we'll change one of these buttons to be GitHub. And again, you can just do this for all of them, and you'll have one for GitHub, one for demo, one for GitHub, one for demo. And then down here you could give what you're currently up to, like currently open to position. So let me show you what I mean. We'll come down here to currently looking for a position as a front-end developer. We don't really want any of that. I mean, you can keep it if you want. You could change the copyright to be your own copyright, however you want to do it. This is all open license. Bottom, so Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. In my personal opinion, don't put Instagram. I think that you should change Instagram to be LinkedIn. And you can see we're using icon FA, font awesome. LinkedIn should be an icon that's built in. So you can see it's completed there. Save it. I might change Facebook out to be GitHub. GitHub should be one that's included as well. Yeah, so Twitter, GitHub, LinkedIn, and then email. Email needs to be a email to. So we'll add that real quick. In order to make this email button do an email to, we just add this. So href equals mail to, colon, whatever you want it to autofill. So when I click this, if I wanted to send it to myself, I would put .com. It's going to open up my whatever is selected on my computer as my default email application. So I'll save this, and then it opens up Outlook, and it populates from myself at Outlook to there. So that's the mail to that you're mailing it to. And so it's as simple as that. And if you want, you could even include a little link down here for your resume. Maybe you could change this to be your resume. So if you were to click on this link, it would open your PDF of a resume. And so that's it. That's really all there is to it when it comes to creating a portfolio online. Super quick, super simple. Doesn't have to be huge, doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be multiple pages. Just keep in mind it needs to be mobile friendly, because they might be checking your application on your phone, and they might hit one of those links on your resume or your cover letter, or however you choose to do that. But make sure mobile friendly, always mobile first, especially in web development. Go back to the dashboard, and we'll come over here to File Manager. We'll open up File Manager. We don't need this default PHP anymore, so we can right-click, delete this. So your public HTML folder over here, this is going to be where the world can see what you have. I'm going to go over here to my desktop. I'm going to open my Hostinger file, and you can see here I have everything that I need. So we can't upload this folder. We have to upload the stuff that's inside the folder. So everything is accessed directly from public HTML. So I'm going to drag these into here. It's actually pretty cool. You can't actually do this with a regular cPanel. You have to upload it as a zipped file, extract that zip file, open the zip file, take all the files inside, cut them, and then back out one level, like cd ... and then paste them again. When we go back up to our temporary domain, we'll see that our app is now hosted. There is kind of a little bit of a gotcha here. I'll come back to my file manager. What we have here is an index.html. If you have two HTML files in here, whichever one is labeled index.html will be the one that loads. So if I like duplicate this to be test, and then we'll reload our page here, it's going to break because it doesn't know what to do. It's looking for an index.html, and we have an index1.html and a test.html. So whichever one we change to be index.html will be the one that loads. And it's the same file here, so it doesn't matter. We'll just change this one back to be index.html. Let's come over here and reload. Boom, it's back to normal. So real quick, real simple, a couple little tools you can use with Visual Studio, and then a couple little gotchas with cPanel in general. There's a lot of options to do this, but hosting a portfolio is not that hard, and it doesn't have to be complicated in terms of the actual portfolio. So I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Again, go check out my new courses that I'm making, grindreel.academy. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm doing a lot of like surveying what kind of courses do you guys want to see, what kind of products do you guys want to see, what kind of videos. So like that's where I do all my behind the scenes stuff, and I really engage with you guys. And then we have a Discord where we're always hanging out and answering questions and just, you know. Anyways, I really hope this has been helpful. And if you want to check out the Hostinger that I'm using, I'll put their link down in the description. And if you want to follow on like, you know, step by step, same as me, then I'll put the Hostinger link down there. Anyways, guys, I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.